Hey boys and girls, gonna be working on another girly car this week. And no, not the MG this time. Welcome back to another week at the Odd Garage. This week, instead of being in the garage, we're going to be down here in the basement. Because, well, I want to build that thing. I want to make that Vette an actual car. So, we're going to do that. But before we do that, we kind of take care of this little situation. You notice there is a distinct lack of workbench here. And a distinct pile of junk over here. So we gotta see if we can fix that. The solution to our problem is here in the back of the truck and in the back seat of the truck. It is two free-to-me desks that are a little bit deeper together, a little bit longer than the workbench I had, and a little bit shorter because, well, you guys have seen in the videos, the workbench was a little too tall for me to be sitting at. So this is going to be a nice improvement for me for quality of the experience working on all the junk. So the fun part is we got to get it out of the back of here, get it all downstairs, figure out how it goes together, and then we can actually start this video. Well, we got all the parts of the new free-to-me desk down here. For me to realize I do not have nearly enough hardware, so we are going to make a run to the O'Reilly's because, well, I get a discount there, and see if they have anything that works. And if not, we may have to put this on hold till tomorrow morning when I can go to Lowe's and get the right stuff. So off to O'Reilly's. Hopefully they have my parts. I need stuff.
Stuff? Which ones?
These ones. I need ones like these.
Both?
Yes. They don't have to be flathead. They just have to be some kind of... They can be flathead or Phillips head. I don't really care. The thread is more important. And the length.
That's metric.
No, I think you're going in the wrong side of these holes here. It's a 1/4 20.
Both of them?
Yeah. I'm not holding my breath. You actually have what I need, given it's not for a car. But if you do, awesome. I really don't want to go to, you know, the other stores. I didn't realize you guys sold nut zerts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is totally changing some shit I'm buying.
Because we got those, we started selling those right after I started.
Yeah. Cool. So I'm guessing that means there's a thing for them over here too. And all there is... I need a new tool. Not tonight, but I need a new tool. I'm guessing though that these screws are probably a no-go here.
Yeah, because
I had a feeling. Yeah, I can't use a bolt because I can't get the I can't get a nut driver down into the holes. All right. I was just trying to avoid going to you know, Lowe's. But it's looking like if I want to do this, I got to do that. Oh well. It'll be okay. Alright, I guess O'Reilly's doesn't have everything. Stupid. Guess we're going to go to Lowe's. Probably leave you guys in the truck for that one. Well, you guys could gather from that. O'Reilly's did not have what I need. And I got up there like 10 minutes before they closed. And everywhere else is closing at 8:02. And as you can see, it's 8:02. So, I'm kind of on hold till tomorrow morning. I'll get up and get out there as soon as I can so we can get back started on this, because I really wanted to get it done today, but obviously that's not happening. So, because I took too long doing everything prior to this point, which I really didn't get to start till like 4 o'clock. So, it is what it is. And it took me, well, yeah, I didn't really get started until at least 4:30, and then it took me that long to get to where I was and start filming, and yeah, everything took longer than it should have. I guess I'll see what I can get done tonight with the screws that I have and go from there. Maybe we can get half of one put together and get an idea of space and all that. So yeah, here we go. Either way, it's all happening tomorrow morning. Bring you back then. There's what I need for that. So we kind of played with the screws we had last night and got it this far. This is actually for the other one. I'm going to play with the corner piece, which will allow me to attach both tables together. But I'm really afraid that if I do that, it's not going to all fit. So we're going to see how that goes. That's definitely going to move over here either way. There's a possibility that's going to have to move to like over here. Maybe. I don't know yet. I haven't quite figured that out, but we're going to start playing with stuff because this is the main one, but I wanted to get all the screws in it before I even bothered trying to do any more. So yeah. All right. I don't know if I'm going to throw you guys in time lapse so you can watch, or if I'm just going to get it done. I'm not going to lie. This has escalated into a whole thing that I didn't think it was going to. And, wow. I mean, this is going to be awesome once it's done, but getting to that point is turning out to be something very, very difficult. So, I'm fat. I'm sweaty. I will bring you guys back when this is done, and then we're going to move on to working on a car. Because holy crap, this has been some effort. Really think it's going to be worth it in the end, though. Alright, boys and girls, as you can see, it's another day, and we're started on the vet. So, what I'm trying to do at this point, before, because this was, ironically, a running truck till about 2 minutes ago. Trying to get it to where the body can get down on there as low as possible with hacking out as little of the interior as possible. I'm not going to cut into the seats. I've cut into the center console, which I'm fine with. I don't care about cutting into the center console. That's whatever. I'm not going to cry about that. It's fine. So, but I don't want to cut past that bolt hole right there, because I still want whatever I have bolted to it. Now, I think I'm going to have to go up beside the seats, maybe trim off a little bit of those shifters so some of this can sink down into it. Because right now, that's kind of where we're at. I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to get this perfectly flush with the bottom of there. I just don't think it's going to happen very easily. I'm probably also going to cut out some of this just to make getting it to that point easier. Then we're also, I think, going to figure out a way to like just make this thing hinge. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. I got to cut out some of this, cut out some of that, and go from there. I want it as low as possible. Unfortunately, as you can see here, the interior actually hangs below the car, so that's going to make some things a little bit more difficult. I did think about just kind of cutting it all the way around and then mounting the seats and stuff directly to here so I can kind of clean some of that up a little bit. But I don't know. I don't want the seats coming up out of the car either, so it's kind of a, you know, you gotta work with what you got. So, and unfortunately I don't got a lot. Yeah, all right, let the hacking commence. I think whether I like it or not, I have everything sitting about as low as I can without cutting out basically the entire floor of the car, which is a bit unfortunate because I would have liked it a little bit lower, but it is what it is. This just means we don't got to go crazy trimming on the body itself. I'm probably just going to kind of angle cut here and here, here and here, and as far as tire clearance goes, I think that's going to be about enough. I'm not going to have to go crazy. I mean, I'm going to open them up, you know, to about the size of the tire. But overall, I don't have to go crazy like I kind of did on the old Fiat up there with as much as I cut off. So that makes me feel a little bit better. Like I said, at the end of the day, this is going to set higher than I'd like. But overall, it's not a real tall body. And the interior setting below the body line of the car does not help. I think the chassis had like a black piece that went along the bottom here to make the body a little thicker. Obviously this isn't going to have that. So that's not helping some, but it is what it is. We'll probably pull the fender wells completely off as well. And then the battery is going to have to run in the back. I'm going to try to put all the electronics up front to kind of keep the weight biased good. Oh man, we don't got the engine cover. This is the one time that LS engine cover would make sense. Dang it. So yeah, that's the kind of the gist of the plan. Sounds like everyone's awake upstairs though, so I got to take a break from this, go up there and hang out with them and have some breakfast, and probably back once the kid's home from school. That way I got someone here to help watch the little one, and we are getting this done in this video. So that took a lot less effort to get at least mildly correct than I thought it was going to. So that makes me happy. Before we go cutting fender wells and stuff, we're going to get the body fully mounted and then we'll cut the fender wells, because I don't want to mock the fender wells up and then go, oh crap, this isn't going to work. We may play with the length of the wheelbase a little bit toward the back as well, just to kind of give some leeway if need be. But yeah, all right. Not looking bad for a pink Corvette. All right, I'm back. All right, boys and girls, so we are back again on the Vette, and I've done a little bit. I've taken some more of the stuff off underneath. I've got the body setting where I want, and that's about as low as it's going to get. I would like it a little lower in the long run, but it just, I don't think it's going to work. I think if I want it any lower than this, I actually need to go to non-portal axles, which is a whole other thing in itself, and probably some smaller wheels and tires, just because these are a bit big, but they're going to work for mock-up, and they're kind of helping keep the body centered at the moment. So we're going to go with them. I can't physically get the interior any lower. because if I do go any lower, I've got to start actually physically cutting chunks out of the seats, and I don't want to. So I'm stopping there and just going to kind of more or less live with the right height where it is. As far as, because the body is fairly low on the chassis, or at least as low as it can be. The problem is now I gotta figure out how I'm mounting it. So there's bolts that hold the back of the seats on. I'm debating on going from those to the shock towers maybe, and use that as a mount to like hinge off of, or something along that effect. I'd like to make it to where it hinges open to get to the battery. Problem is, I think I won't put the battery at the back, so if the hinge points at the back, that's not going to work very well. The front's going to be simple if I really want it to be. I could simply just put body posts in it and just have 2 body posts there and call it a day. And I'm honestly kind of okay with that. One, in being a simple mount, really normally makes me happy. It's how I tend to do a lot of the trucks. You know, hinge, body pins in the front, body pins in the front, body pins in the front. This one actually has magnets holding it down. They work okay, but I'm not a huge fan of it. That one actually has 4 hidden body mounts. This one, I don't remember how I did it. I think it's Velcro at the front, and that does not work well at all. That one actually hinges in reverse. Both of these do. And then has, this one's got body posts at the back that are upside down, and this one has like a latch for like a cabinet door. So I've done different ways before. It's just, this is just a very weird body to work with that full depth interior. So let me show you what I've got figured out so far. Sorry if I sound a little off, guys. I'm just not feeling so hot today, and I'm a little tired. So, on 3rd shift again for the minute. So my sleeping schedule is a little weird. Here's what I've come up with so far. Let me, hang on. Alright, you're looking at it upside down, but basically what I've done right here is where the interior mounts to the body. I took some really short plastic links that I had with just a tie rod end on it, and use that into the lower shock mount to actually make it into a bit of a hinge. Now I am going to reposition the shocks a little bit to kind of make it work and open up just a little bit more, but as you can also see, along with that, I've figured out how to do the battery in it as well and make it work. Now if I do it right, that battery will lay in there. And that right there is actually holding it snug. The chassis weight is holding the body in place at the moment. But that is also about as low as it's going to go because, well, if you look in there, you'll see there's body posts. The next thing we're going to do is actually line those up and get them drilled through the hood. So I took the back tires off to show you because it's just easier to show you that way. And I started marking out what we're going to actually Dremel off of the rear to open the rears up enough to fit those big old tires. And I got to thinking about it. I think these axles are going to get swapped with the ones from the Hummer because, well, those actually have portals on them stock. The trucks do, the real ones. And that's actually got straight axles under it versus this has got portal axles, and I'd like to swap them. So I think eventually that's what's going to happen. Probably not right now, not this video, but that's on the list. So yeah, along with, I think, well, we might not make a run video, but this truck will be fully finished by the end of this video. We might not make a run video of this truck because I think we're going to go ahead and do another video finishing up the Fiat. And when we do that, we're going to go run them together. At least that is going to be my hope. We will see how well that plan comes together, but that is the hope. So, all right. enough yakking. Let's get these mounted and go from there. And I'm going to show you how I simply figure out my front mounts too, like that, because body mounting can get very complicated very quick, especially if you overthink it. And a lot of people, I feel like, very much overthink their body mounts. Given on some things, you kind of have to hide it really well. A lifted Barbie Corvette, not something we need to overthink. And we're going to keep it simple. It's going to work. It's going to hold everything we need it to hold. And that's enough. So how I go about locating where I need to drill is actually relatively easy. All we're going to do, and then you can use any grease. This just happens to be what I have at the moment. Just lift it up. I'm going to put a little bit of grease here on the very tip of these body posts, both of them. There we go. It's probably a little bit more than I needed on both, but whatever. Make sure it's on the tip. And then we're just going to bring it down. Make sure we have it lined up as we go down. And just kind of give it a press. Now, when we lift it up, we've got 2 dots showing exactly where those were hitting. And they look relatively centered, so we're going to go with them. So now all we got to do is we're going to unbolt the body from the back. I'm going to try to not let this touch again. Unbolt this from back here. And in order for that to work, you do kind of need to have one end locked down. Plain and simple. If you don't have one end locked down, you've got too many variables. Things can move too much. And make it hard to line up the bolt holes. So now all we gotta do, just grab us a drill bit and a drill. Making a mess with everything. Our drill bit's nothing fancy. It's just literally a step bit from a Harbor Freight. Now they do look like they are a little off center from each other. I like where this one's at. So we're going to drill out that one. And this one we're going to come just a bit forward of it. Right about there. Also looks lined up fairly well with it. There we go. Now that we got them drilled that way, we'll just flip it over, come out a couple sizes. Nope, that still needs to go up one more, a couple more. There we go. And we'll flip it back over one more time. Didn't really press into the holes there, just kind of beveled the edges, so to speak, or however, whatever terminology you use for doing that. I don't know. I'm not a carpenter guy. I'm an RC guy. I'm throwing all my screws everywhere. I have lost the screw. The screw is gone. We'll struggle to mount this back through the same holes we took them out of. There we go. Both sides. Now, we may need to adjust the height of the front body posts a little bit. We'll see here in a second. Nope, perfect. They are already in the holes. Can't get much better than that. Now, I do need a couple body clips. If I can get my hands on them. Hopefully you guys are still recording. there we go. The body is mounted. Perfect. That's literally all the more effort we needed to put into that. All right, so that is the body mounted. That was probably the hardest part left to do. As you can see, the interior did get kind of cut up a little bit, but it's whatever. Not that bad. Now the next thing we got to do is we got to do this on all 4 corners, and that is take the tires. How I did this is I took the tire, kind of lined it up. Went, all right, that right there is where I want the top of it to be, and then I just drew a line around it. Nothing crazy, nothing hard. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cut around that line, and that is going to give me our wheel well opening. Should be relatively centered on this and give us clearance all the way around the tire. The front, as you can see, is offset a little far forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset this a little off of there and just kind of open it. I won't open it as much this way as I do this way. And by doing that, it's going to keep everything kind of shaped the way you want it shaped. So hopefully at the end of the day, when you're looking at it, the wheel well still looks like a wheel well and not just like kind of like this thing turned out, where the wheel wells are just a really funny shape. Now I could go through here and still do this with this, but it's just it was such an odd shape to begin with that it wasn't going to work. And then like this thing was actually meant for bigger tires, so its wheel wells got opened up too much. These ones, I kind of tried to do that, but realistically these fenders were so weird it didn't work. I don't think I actually have anything right now that other than that truck that I'm going to have cut fender wells on. Or no, I do right here actually. These were done that way. I took the tire, lined it up there. That's where you can still see some of the black marker from where I made sure the tire was going to clear. So I do not have a lot of trucks that I've actually modified this far anymore. That's kind of sad. I need to build more shit. Yeah. All right. Enough yakking. Let's get the drawing. Let's get the cutting. There we go. Barbie is mounted. So the next thing we're going to go and work on doing is probably mounting the electronics in it, because everything has got to go in the front pretty much. Everything needs to go pretty much right there as far as the speed control and receiver go. All that needs to go up here. We may go ahead and try, just to make it look a little bit better, try to put something back here. Try to put the fender wells back in, at least part of it, just to make it look a little bit better, because it's just a big open area back there right now. So not being able to see straight through the whole frame might look a little bit better. But overall, not worried too much about that. I will like it a little bit better when it sets a little bit lower. So we're definitely going to end up doing the axle swap at some point just to get it to where it wants to set lower. And at that point, we'll probably redo the wheel wells a little bit or swap wheels and tires once everything sets a bit more in the wheel wells. Because like it's just huge up here. I'd like it if I could have, if this was just lower, it wouldn't be so bad. But it's just too dang high at the moment. That being said, though, I mean, ultimately, it's not terrible. My wheel wells don't exactly match side to side, but it is what it is. So I'm not hating it too much. definitely not bad for a Barbie car. So, and we kept a lot more of this interior than we did on the Fiat. So, I mean, and they definitely look cool setting together. So, yeah. Not bad. Not bad overall. It did need some more work, but we'll get there. So, all right. Let's get them out in Easy Electronics. All right. So, did a couple small things off camera. Namely, the motor was missing the pinion gear. Wire came off the motor. And the servo horn was too long. So I just did all that off camera just to get it done out of the way. Which brings us to the last two things this truck needs right now to work. And that is a ESC and a receiver. Those two things need mounted on it to make it work. And I would really like to have it waterproofed in some way, shape, or form. Which means maybe those ones won't go on. I need to see if I have a pair of the Spectrum 2-in-1s, it's going to get one of those, as well as the Fiat setting up there, because that's probably the best use of my space. I do have a Traxxas waterproof box, and I know somewhere in this disaster, maybe not in this disaster, but in one of the disasters, there's another Traxxas waterproof box. So I could always try to fit the smaller one, like here on the front, and go that route. But I'm pretty sure down in there somewhere, one of those, I have at least one, if not two, of the Spectrum setups I want. And the reason why I need two is because the Fiat that's still sitting back there has literally no space for anything. So I don't even know where I'm putting the battery out in that one yet. Let alone a receiver and ESC. So I'm just doing what I can to make everything work. And two of those right now would make life very, very simple. So yeah, let's look and see what I got. So after a little bit of digging, I do in fact have a Spectrum Firma laying around. The problem is, it is the only one I have laying around. So I can't use that in this truck because out of the two, the Fiat needs it more. So, because there is no room for a waterproof box, especially if I gotta use this one, it's not an option. But what I do have is this slightly smaller than normal Traxxas waterproof box. And for better or worse, some zip ties. So, and with this still having the old body mounts from being a Jeep on it, what we're going to do is we're going to shove these, we're going to drill out these holes. Dang it. I was hoping I didn't have to do that. Oh well. It'll be fine. That is not the drill bit that I want. The drill bit that I want, I think, is still on the drill. Oh. So, here's a little thing for you guys. If you like these little handheld guns like this, these are Traxxas bits. They work really well with them. They fit. They're like a standard sizing. And these are made by Snap-on, so they're relatively strong. And if you're using one of these, just the little cheapy, you know, step bits from Harbor Freight work really well in them. When you want to just drill out holes a little bit, or in the case of like a plastic hard body like these, like this Vette, it drills right through it like butter. So I would suggest, if you're doing this kind of stuff and you're not a perfectionist that's trying to hide everything all the time and all that, you know, even if you just got drill holes in other plastics to be able to do things, they work really well. I highly recommend them. And I'm putting that on backwards from the way I want it. Don't do that, then you waste zip ties. Remember, zip ties are always a permanent solution to a temporary problem. So, get these zip tied down on here. There we go. And that should not have given me any clearance issues because the front of the body was overhanging that, I do believe. So we'll just kind of half set this back down on for the minute just to see. Oh yeah, perfect. Golden. There we go. So that is the waterproof box mounted. There we go. Zip tie is cut semi-well. So now from there, we'll go ahead and we'll open the box all the way up. We need it opened all the way up. What did I do with the... There we go. Now I know a lot of people aren't a huge fan of these boxes, but I've had a lot of luck with them over the years of running them and the electronics not dying. So that's the one Traxxas product that I can say without a doubt that I really like. Now, before we can button that all the way up, we need to figure out exactly where we want to put this. Now, I'm going with this quick run, this 1080, mainly because I really like these ones. They work really well. They got plenty of setting options. They're great for a brushed ESC. They run 2 and 3S. You can tune your drag brake. You can tune your throttle. You can flip your throttle all around if need be real easy. These work really well. But the other thing is, I can't be up any higher than like right here. I can't. That's my height limit. These, being as thin as they are, can go ahead and lay the wiring right over that. Run my... It's gonna take some messing with the motor wires to get it right, but that keeps me down below the body posts. Or even if I wanted to, I'm pretty sure I could glue it down over here on the fender well and make it work as well, and then run the wiring for the motor back that way. Just a matter of everything else reaching. So I don't really want to put it there just because, well, that would probably be handy with the battery though. It doesn't really need that. I would rather have it up here. Mainly because I know I can get that to stay stuck. So now the next question is, with everything we moved around, what did we do with the double-sided tape? Hang on, I think that's in the toolbox. All right, we've got a battery, we've got an adapter, we've got a remote. Remote powered on. Just gonna kind of set the battery here beside the truck. Battery is plugged in. All powered on. We have steering. We have way more steering one way than the other. There we go. Throttle. That's reverse. This going forward. Let's see here. That appears to be working. So we have a functioning truck. All right, let's get the body on it and get it kind of finished up. body mounted back on, we are going to go ahead and give it just a touch of a test drive down here quick, just to make sure everything's functioning and it drives okay, all that fun stuff. Nothing too crazy, just like a little down and back and over the rocks. So, like, down here is not really meant for my big trucks. So I don't really want to go too crazy and tear things up. That looks freaking cool. Oh, I wonder. I bet it's short enough. Is it narrow enough though? Kind of surprised that. Oh no. All right, hang on. That's what I get for getting cocky. Oh, we'll flip back over. And it did what I wanted it to do. Can't drive with that hand. So that makes me happy. Everything seems to flex okay. Everything gets out of its own way okay. It's like every other 10.3 turning radius is not the most amazing thing in the world, but hey, it works. This is also a small area too, so there we go, guys. The Vette is a runner. So the plan is, next video we're gonna get the Fiat running and then take it and the Fiat both out and take them for a drive as long as the weather permits. I really hope the weather permits. But yeah, there you go. Hope you guys enjoy it. I think it's cool. Is it going to win any like comps like, you know, Billy Joe Bob's, you know, built Vanquish? Nah. Is it but is it going to look cooler going down the trail? Also probably no. I think it will. I think it will. But, you know, who am I? So, with that all being said, I will see you guys next time. Remember, like, share, subscribe, ding the bell, I guess, too, is the other thing. And I will catch you guys next time when we take our little Barbie callers out on the trail. And I need to find another body. I think we're going to try to keep going with the whole Barbie car theme if I can find stuff to do it. Yeah. We might need to go Barbie shopping too and get a couple drivers. Oh, that sounds terrible. All right. See you guys next time. Bye.